Hello, my name is Alistair. I am the Bad Mini Painter, and this week I'm going to be painting up some Ork Boyz, the new edition, because it's October, right? So that means we paint the orcs. The models was really easy to put together compared to what Games Workshop has been throwing at us recently. There were no like really horrible pieces, and no horrible gaps that need a filling. So fairly easy to put together. And it's pretty cool models. When I looked at them, I'm like, this is going to be an easy, quick job because not a lot of detail, or well, not a lot of colors. But then again, if you like this kind of content, please do like and subscribe. Now to my new favorite contrast color from Citadel, God Ripper Flesh. I really like it. It's vibrant. It has really good coverage. It's easy to work with, and it dries a bit paler than it comes on. So it looked really good, and honestly, it saved the models. Now, when I'm applying a contrast and it's the first coat, I normally just slap a shit ton on there and then spread it out. I don't know, it's a habit. I don't know if it's a particularly good technique, but that's how I do it, so that's what you will see me do. I haven't been painting a lot of orcs. I think the last time I painted some was 10 years ago, something like that. Anywho, next up, lead belcher, and that's for all the metal. Including their shoulder plating and stuff like that. I slapped lead belcher on that too. And I did thin it a little bit too much, maybe even, so I had to give it 2 coats, which isn't normal for me with lead belcher. Also, I think that the primer I used, which is from AK, I don't think it's the best. But there's a lot of metal parts on these boys, so yeah, just generally picking them out and color in, like a 4-year-old. The armor plating I'm going to paint black, but I give it a base coat of lead belcher, and then I will use a contrast. Clever. For all the clothing, not including the pants, I decided to use Corvus Black. It's this matte black color. And I recently bought a new one because the one I had, even though it was fairly new, was all gunked up. I think maybe a little bit of oxygen got in there, and Citadel colors did what Citadel colors do, which is basically internally combust, I guess, or gunk up anyway. For the pants, I went with the Celestial Grey. I could have had some variation in the pants department, but I'm lazy. So all of them just got grey pants. It's okay. It's a uniformity in our army that really doesn't have a lot of uniformity in it. Is that a word? Doesn't matter. For all the cloth, I decided to use Rakar Flesh, because it's orcs, so it seemed like the right choice. Like, it wouldn't be white, and it's a little like dirty, old raggy color. I also decided to, generally for all the rags on the models. Next, I went in with more Fang Brown. Not Fang, for all the leather, all the brown leather, I should say. And that means some decoration around the wrist and stuff like that, and also belts and harnesses, all that good stuff. And I'm trying to be careful. I really am. I'm going to go over it with a wash, so leaving a little bit of white here and there doesn't really hurt that much, especially near edges, because it will be blocked in by the wash. Again, it's a lazy way of doing it, but it works. Like, trust me, that part is going to be filled in by the wash, even if you do remove all the lazy spots. I don't know what to say. Anywho, has not cover for parts of the metal. I generally just pick out some handles and just to add some variation. I thought it would be interesting. Now I don't quite know. I think it made a difference. I also use hash hut. Doesn't matter. Black wash from Army Painter, and I generally slap it all over the model except for the green skin. That would be dumb. And it does have this lovely effect of kind of blocking in everything, and the little spots that I missed that were still showing primer. The black wash will collect itself in those spots and cover it up. So it's kind of outlining. I like that black wash because it's very runny. As you can see now when it's dried, it looks fairly good. Grimdark, the first generation speed paint from Army Painter, goes on top of colors, really nice. Don't try to paint anything on top of it, it will ruin your life, or definitely your model. And what I do is I add the speed paint to the metal parts that I want black. And since speed paints have a tendency to remove itself or don't cling onto edges, it makes it look metallic-y and kind of worn. And this Grim Dark, it dries kind of matte, so it ends up looking pretty good. Demon Red for the cloth, the little skirt cloth thing. Yeah, that part. Because red is a cool color, I don't know. Demon Red from Two Thin Coats are my favorite red. It's kind of like Mephiston Red from Citadel, only a little bit more vibrant, and it doesn't clog up or dry out in a second. So, dripper bottles, you know, that's clever. Unless you want the paint to last a short time so people buy more. Emperor's Children for the tongue. Some of the models have a visible tongue, so I paint that pink, because why not? Next, Screaming Skull, and that is for the teeth and the horns that you find around on the models. So I'm just trying to be super careful not to mess up the skin, because that contrast color really did a nice job, and repairing contrast is not easy. I mean, it's always visible when a repair has been done. So I'm actually trying to be super careful with that. I also paint the skulls and, yeah, as I said, horn and helmets and stuff like that with the Screaming Skull. And next up I go in with the Rakath flesh again, and just to freshen up the parts that would be hit by light, to add a little bit of interest. It has been darkened down quite a bit, so I decided to spend the time doing that. Scrag Brown, and that's for more leather, and to highlight the Morphan Brown that I have here and there. And look how lovely I block everything with my hand. Yes, brilliant, well done. But again, highlighting the satchels, the bags, the pouches, all that stuff. Just so it looks like you actually spent some time on the model. And the same thing with the Celestial Grey. I kind of go in and apply a layer to where I imagine that the fabric would be stretched. That includes the booty. And it's again to lighten up a little bit and to make it look like I gave a damn, to be honest. which I kind of do. And you can't see this, but I highlight with the Fanatic Orange from 2 thin coats on the cloth. Yes. This is my video 40 something, and I still haven't figured out where to put the model and where to put my hand. It's not vouching well for me. Agrax Earthshade for the skull, the bones, the teeth, all the bony parts. Everything that got Screaming Skull on it gets Agrax Earthshade as well, because I'm generous like that. No, it's just to add some shading, you know. Else it's pretty uniform. And finally, Iron Hand Steel, and that's to highlight all the Lead Belcher. And again, I try to say, okay, where will the light hit, and that's where I apply it. Also, nose rings, earrings. Orcs are impressively they are into decoration more than one would expect for such a brutal Xenos species. Anywho, the finished result, the whole gang together. This was a pretty quick paint job. The only reason it took so long was because there were so many models. But I would say that I roughly spent 20-25 minutes on each model, if even that. Also, I procrastinated a lot during this. I don't know why. It's just what I do. Also, I need to order one of those turntables, so I don't have to stand there swinging my camera around like an idiot. My son has started to ask questions about what the hell I'm doing, and he's 4 or 3. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like. Please do subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. Remember to like, because more wants more. And I will see you probably next week for some Tyranids, because Games Workshop has released a bunch of them, and I'm gonna paint them.